Good evening, YouTube. Today, I want to show you the process of making this musical puzzle inspired by Silent Hill. So the way this works is that you select the keys, and when you play the notes in the correct combination, currently it will spawn one of these giant pairs of feet, and we'll let you find the key. So today I'm going to talk about how that works, and I'm going to show you the method behind the madness of this. So let's start. First things first, the keyboard itself is just a graphic there that essentially just floats, just there for image's sake. But we have this event here in front of it, which is essentially, if the player is facing up, we execute the plugin command, mv3d camera pitch 55. This tilts the camera downwards to look at the piano. Control variables, piano key select 1. This will become clear what this is for in a second. Piano code set to 0. And enable menu off. This makes it so that the player can't open the menu. My custom menu uses this switch here, which if it's on, will enable the player to open the menu. Then we show these 8 pictures. These 8 pictures are the black keys and the background, the first key, second key, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. So if I was to show you those, black keys look something like this on their own. And then key 1, let's say each individual key on its own looks like this. So that first bit there, it essentially draws those. It draws it, waits 10 frames, and then piano on equals on. Now, the next step, we'll be using a common event. This common event here, piano on, when the switch piano on is switched on, so it activates the piano, we run these 2 common events on an auto run. So my understanding is it will run this once, and essentially this draws these 2 events, piano interact and piano highlight. Under piano interact, we essentially have if button right is pressed down, if the piano key selected is less than 7, it will add 1 to the variable. If left is pressed down and the key is greater than 1, not equal to 1, so not equal to 7, not equal to 1, it will remove 1 from that variable. So essentially the variable starts on 1, which highlights the first key. You'll see here under piano highlight. So this essentially takes its information from that variable. If piano key selected equals 1, tint picture 1 to this color and wait 1 frame. Same thing for key 2. If the key, this is if the key is selected, so if it's highlighted. Again, we use the interact button here, right and left, to highlight each key, and that variable determines which of the keys is highlighted. Then, if OK under this if branch here, we have if button OK is pressed down. So if the button is pressed down, we'll play a sound effect, and here is how the puzzle essentially works. So each of the keys, I've given them a different prime number, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 19, 23. So we also, some of them multiply, some of them divide, and some of them just add numbers. Essentially what I believe this would do is make it so that you end up with a pretty unique code by the end of it. So just to test what we've got so far, I'll show you how that all comes together. So what you'll see is, first things first, we approach the keyboard, push the action button, the camera tilts down to look at it, and we have these buttons here. Now if I open the debug menu, you'll be able to see piano code is 0 currently, key selected 2. But if we were to say, push a couple of the keys, and check again, piano code is currently 5. So, let's say that I wanted to say, exit that, and go back into it again, and the piano code is now set back to 0. So let's say I wanted the code to be this key, this key, this key, this key, this key. Then the code I'll be looking for would be 38. So, back on the common event here, I put this one under the highlight part of it. Under the control part. So the piano control is a parallel process that activates when this is on. It essentially, if piano on is on, it waits for a cancel, press the button, to erase all of the pictures, wait 10 frames, and turn off all these switches, pitch the camera back up to 90 degrees, and enable the menu again. So essentially it's the reverse of that first event. And essentially this this allows you to back out of the keys if you don't type anything. But also, as part of this event here, if piano code equals 100 and 142, essentially I can put in different codes here. So I'm going to have 7 different codes that will be played with different things and will give you a different key. So just try one for now. Actually, I'm pretty sure if you look closely enough at the information in those event screens, you'll be able to see what the solutions to these puzzles are. I'm just going to try the 2 of them for now. So let's do this one. That's the wrong buttons. So, of course, I already know what the solutions are. So that's correct. This is correct. I'll remove that. Seem to have missed something there. Let's double check this again. Let's see what went wrong there. So that should have set this to 100. It did come up with correct. Piano on. Oh, I see. What I need is to include this one here. While I'm also at it, I might as well just make these guys. So MV3D scale to 0.3. Let's just make these a little bit more manageable. Actually, let's do this that way. Okay. And we'll also put it into the other one as well, just for the sake of that. So these will spawn when the password is done correctly. So let's just try that again. So this will be the final little run through today. I hope you found this interesting. If you have, please like, comment and subscribe, as I am currently making a first-person survival horror game using RPG Maker here. I've made videos about how I got the first-person camera angle, why I'm using RPG Maker. I'm not sure why the scale command didn't work properly there, but that's fine. Anyway, Wolfkey was found and he vanishes. And yeah, so that should be all of that. Thank you very much. The next thing I'm going to do will probably be something to do with lighting, maybe something about my process of drawings coming to life in these different softwares. But either way, hope you're enjoying this and thank you very much. Goodbye.